look at your CV. How can you make everything that you write on your CV sound juicy AF? Hi guys, welcome to today's video where I'm going to be talking about how you can land a management or an executive position even if you have limited experience. And how do I know this? Real life. In a couple of days, I'm going to be having an interview for a deputy executive position for a leading multinational global technology incubator company. I'm trying to be as general as possible, but here's the kicker. I do not have a technology degree. I don't have formal management experience, and I have only been working in this industry for less than 2 years. So how was I able to get this position? I didn't even apply for it. And that's the thing. So I'm going to talk to you in this video about how you can be intentional about these opportunities if this is something that you want. You guys know, welcome to Career Game Changer if you don't, that this channel is all about up-leveling and making sure that you position yourself for the best opportunities, even if you don't apply for them, even if you still have skills to learn. And if you already have these things, great. Now we're going to show you how you can amplify it. So I'm going to talk about my own experiences. You're going to get some insight for that so that you can nail the positions that you want. So the first thing I'm going to say is that you really need to know what your purpose, what your goals are, right? If you're watching this video because you want to learn how to become a manager, you want to learn how to land that executive position that you want, that is great. But have you really refined this? What does it mean? What types of companies are you going for? So for me, I have a legal background. Oh, wait. I didn't introduce myself. If you're new to this channel, my name is Dels. I am a lawyer, I'm an international business strategist, and I'm also a career coach who is very passionate about helping high achievers who are ambitious to pivot from jobs that they no longer enjoy into fulfilling careers that they love anywhere in the world. If you're new here, welcome. Please subscribe, comment below, like this video, and help us build our community if you've been here before. Good to see you again. All right, let's go right into it. So I'm a lawyer, right? And that's my background, but I've always been really passionate about really seeing myself one day as a general counsel or a CEO of a business, but I've always seen myself on more of the commercial side and not necessarily as a partner. I just wasn't really that drawn to it because I found other areas outside of law a lot more interesting. I've talked about my passion for technology before, and in the video linked below here, I don't want to distract you, I talked about how I pivoted from a career that paid me multiple six figures in law to learning about technology and starting from $0, right? So that's the context. But even from like 2-3 years ago, I was like, okay, I'm starting to know that law is not where I want to be long term. What are my objectives? I still want to be a manager. I still want to be like a senior person in a commercial space. How do I get there? What skills do I want? And I knew it was going to be in tech. So this is the most important thing that you need to start from as well. You need to define what your goals are, but importantly, move on from that to also analyze what it is that you have. You can't be applying for a CEO position if you literally have zero to offer or leverage. So yes, I was invited to apply for this tech role, but that's because I was also intentional about getting technology experience. I humbled myself. When I left law, I went to a boot camp. I started from scratch learning how to code. I didn't even know how to like do that hello code that everyone knows as a beginner. I knew zero, but I was like, okay, if I'm going to pitch myself to a tech company and I don't want to start from scratch because I had zero interest in being entry level in anything. I have been hustling and grinding my career in law for a very long time. I have a lot of transferable skills and I need a company to recognize that straight away. So by defining what my goals were, I was able to analyze where I was starting from to say, this is what I have. So I have years of working in law. I've worked with commercial clients. So even though I'm not necessarily commercial, I have commercial exposure and I have transferable skills like communication skills, project management, because if you're working on a transaction that has to close in like 3 months and it's a multi-billion-dollar transaction or multi-million-dollar transaction, there is a level of like transaction management that you need to have, especially if you've been doing the job for a long time. You want to make sure that all of the documents are done. You need to be able to speak to a whole bunch of different types of stakeholders, not just legal people. So you see that when you really take a step back and analyze what you have to offer, you can know how to pitch yourself to these companies that you want. And if you've looked at a company, one of my biggest tips for anyone who's looking to step up, whether it's via a promotion or whether it's to move to another company and start out as an executive or a manager, is for you to understand the company's strategic objectives. What are they trying to achieve in the next 24 to 5 years? So 2 to 5 years. Look at their company announcements, read their annual statements to their shareholders. So I knew that for the company that I'm interviewing with, they found me because they were looking for people who had like an unusual background. But I had a category of a type of company that I wanted to work for. I wanted it to be a type of global multinational that will appreciate my experience working and living in lots of different countries. I want to be in a place where I'm working with stakeholders that will recognize the value of my legal experience. So you start to do that and you position yourself. So I'll just use a completely different example. Let's just talk about someone who is a lawyer and wants to pivot into becoming a project manager, and you want to start at manager level. You don't want to be like an assistant or analyst. So if you've been working in a specific field for a while, you need to look at what you have and then find out how you can amplify that. So if you're looking to move as a project manager for a company that maybe sells printers or something, what are that company's strategic goals? Are they looking to bring on board a new type of client? So you really take a step back and you think, I'm a lawyer. I don't have zero formal project management experience, but I can get some project management training. How do I then pitch myself to these companies so that they don't see me as a beginner and they see me as someone with skills to have? You can check out the company's strategic objectives. If they say something like, oh, we're looking to expand into new markets and connect with a new customer audience, you can say, hey, I'm going to do this project management training. It's going to take me 6 months. I have years of experience of working in the legal space with legal customers, so I understand that business. This new company that I want to work for has said that they want a new client base. I can teach them about lawyers and what it's like to connect with them because I can speak their language. I can also show this company that I have experience here that can transfer here. I have communication skills. I have legal insights. I understand the regulatory landscape. These are all things that you will need that you probably didn't even realize that you needed. And yes, even though I don't have formal experience in your company, in your industry, this is what I can bring. And I call this a process of amplifying your offering, amplifying what you have to offer. Look at your CV. How can you make everything that you write on your CV sound juicy AF? This is what you need to do in order for you to land a managerial position and step in there boldly as an executive. Also, I think it's so important at this point to realize that there will be times that you doubt yourself. And this is where you need to make sure that you don't tell everybody what your plans are and you only share it with people who are going to support you and guide you and people who've actually experienced that. And that was the inspiration behind my Career Game Changer program, because I know how tough it is to really see yourself or believe in yourself that, hey, I'm good enough to become a manager. And I'm tired of having to explain this to people. Why don't people understand this? I've talked about why you really need to give up on begging for a promotion at your current company and being like, if they're not going to recognize and promote you, then I'm going to take the skills, I'm going to amplify them and sell them to people who will value it. I hope this is making sense. And you can probably tell that I'm super duper passionate about this. I think it's so important. And I love that I talk about things that I have really experienced, and I hope that you guys value that. I try my best not to talk about random things that have not necessarily happened to me. And I also want you to know that I'm not someone who has had many years of fantastic experiences. I've had to grind and get the things that are now coming to me. I love to use this analogy with my clients sometimes. It's like you have to think about your life or your career and your ambitions. It's like you're sowing a seed. You need to know what plant you're trying to grow. So if you don't know where you want to end up, you're going to pick the wrong seeds and you're just going to scatter them everywhere. You're going to be working in companies that don't see your worth or value you, or with clients that don't really understand what you have to offer. So be intentional about your goals, be intentional about where you want to be. And it's okay if you haven't figured it out. Take the time to figure it out. Get help in figuring it out, but you can. Because then once you know what you want, you can make sure that you are positioning yourself right in the front of the people that will see it and recognize it. And I think one thing that you also need to do is recognize that 80% of jobs are not advertised. So that means you have to find a way and this is something that I really go into in the Career Game Changer program, to bypass the gatekeepers who can see your CV and say, okay, interesting, but this person doesn't have enough experience for our manager executive position, and then they just X you. You want to be in front of the decision makers. So this is why connecting with people and knowing your own personal branding story. I go back to the example of the lawyer who wants to become a project manager. That person is like, I have enjoyed my legal career, but now I want something more. I want to be a project manager and I don't want to start from scratch. And I have a lot of transferable skills to offer, and I need any new company that I go to value that. It takes a lot of confidence and it takes a lot of inner work to also believe in yourself. And it's very, very important for you to do this. I know that I'm going to step into that interview. Well, it's a online interview on next week. And I want them to sell me this role now. I can sell myself, but I also want them to sell this role to me, because even though it's an executive position and it's a dream, because like I said, it's like only been 2 years since I have been in the tech industry, and it's not even been 2 consistent years because of COVID. So there's been months where I've not actually done anything, but I've been learning. I talked about this before. I've been upskilling. I've been doing a lot of things that I've been putting on my CV, on my LinkedIn, because remember, 80% of jobs are not advertised, and as proof, they found me. So I want them to tell me about this role and tell me why it's awesome and why they think I'll be great for it, because I am confident enough to also sell myself to them and say, this sounds fantastic. I am down for this. This is what I have to offer. And this is why you guys should bring me on as a pivotal part of your team. So I hope that this has inspired you. Like, you can definitely get the positions that you want. You just have to be strategic about it, and you have to be intentional, believe in yourself, and actually make sure that you have the skills that you can amplify. So if you don't have any experience, you can watch so many videos about becoming a manager, and it's not going to happen, because you have to have something to leverage. You have to have something to barter. I go more into this in my program. If you guys want to learn a bit more about it and how to master your career transition, I will be hosting a live private training on this. Click the link below. It's going to be invite only for people who have the intention to up level and just transform their lifestyles and their career. Details will be below. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you're new here, welcome. I'm so happy that we're growing, and share this video with someone that needs to hear it. If your partner needs a promotion and they're doubting themselves, or they think they don't have enough experience, show them that this is definitely a possibility. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.